What is God's relation to time? The second law of thermodynamics in the Big Bang through science has shown us that there was in fact a beginning. Now where secular scientists get this wrong is just saying that out of nothing this came, or that there's some kind of multi-universe that is pumping out different universes, and we're not going to go into that, but that's just fallacious thinking. What we're concerned about is God's relationship to time. And so through these two scientific discoveries, we who are born again, we know that God created our universe. And so what happened at the beginning of the Big Bang? Well, not only was space created, and not only was matter created, not only was energy created, but also time had begun at that very moment. So before then was just God. And if time was not a thing or a quantity or something to be realized beforehand, that means that God is outside time. So God is timeless. And so whatever God creates resides within him. We know from Acts that we live, we move, and we have our being in God. So whatever happens is technically happening within God. Whatever has been created by God, obviously God is outside that very thing. So God is timeless. And when he created time, this was a methodology by which it's a fascinating thing to study, but time basically allows us to operate and recognize what is currently going on. It allows us to dictate that we are getting older, but there's also various things that we can dive into, is how there's correlation with gravity and time, which is just mind-boggling stuff. But God's relationship to time is he is not only eternal, he's timeless, he's outside of time, but he is also in time. And he entered into time when the Logos became Jesus Christ, the God-man incarnate. So when Jesus Christ walked this earth, God was able to relate within time by becoming Jesus Christ, the God-man, and walking in this life. Beforehand, he was just simply timeless. And obviously when he created the world and the universe and all that, he was orchestrating certain things, getting things done, speaking things into existence. But from a perspective of being able to understand that, oh, it is now noon, or it is 2 o'clock, that sort of thing. This was understood when Jesus Christ entered in to our space-time continuum. So God is not only eternal, where he looks and all that is within him, and he sees all things and he knows all things instantaneously. Nothing can be learned by him who is eternal and infinite. But God also is able to live within time and relate to us in specific and unique ways. So this is just scratching the surface. Obviously there's differences of philosophers wondering if God is timeless, if he's everlasting, if he is atemporal, or he is just in time now and he's not still outside time. There's many different views. But God is both outside time as well as inside time. He is not only omnipotent and beyond all, transcendent beyond all, but he is also a personal God who lives within time and is able to hear our prayers and hear our concerns, and to be able to take care of us on a moment by moment basis.